Hello Reformers, and welcome back to Phantasy Calradia and our adventures with Arcane Deathbloom. Now, as you can see, we're currently in a tournament because I'd like to earn a little bit of cash. You know, we do have a little bit in the Gnomish Bank at the moment, but I think we're going to need a little bit more because I currently have about 4,000 in my inventory, and maybe it would be a nice idea for us to purchase some additional items from the 4 ways in. I think that could be really fun. So that's exactly what the money is going to be put towards, and we also are in the final round of the tournament. 2 teams with 1 fighter each. Now, by the way, I have updated to the latest patch, which does make necromancers and dark mages specifically, you know, their automatic recruiting of skeletons and zombies and so on and so forth, does make them a little bit worse, because it was just absolutely ludicrous before. You know, it was just giving you free units every couple of days for nothing. And I think, you know, in some respects I actually think that was really awesome, but obviously for kind of balance reasons, not the best thing. But yes, as you can see, I actually have 321 units now because I have 30 dark mages, and apparently the ratio is now 3 dark mages make 5. Is that correct? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's not, maybe it is, but I'm very much looking forward to these guys leveling up into necromancers. I think that could be really cool too. Anyway, as you can see, I have 167 skeletons, 83 zombies, and I'd very much like to go and recruit a couple more. Can I not recruit a couple more of these guys? Do I have a full party? Well, technically yes, but that is only due to my skeletons and zombies at the moment, I think. So I guess that's it. I guess that's the maximum I can have at the moment, maybe? I don't know. But what I would like to do... Are we a part of the Delthasum Empire now? I think we are. Let's have a look. We are a mercenary as far as I'm aware. So, yeah, we are currently at war against the Blazing Hand, and that's it. Well, that's not very nice, is it? I'd like to fight someone else. Maybe we could fight a Saranid or something, because it would only be logical to assume that the Saranids would be the best thing for us to attack first, because they are, well, right next door to us, I suppose. They are right next door to the Delthasum Empire, so it would make sense. Anyway, let's take a look and see if I can... Okay, well, let's actually take a look here. Right. He has no fiefs. Well, that's great. Yeah, I probably want to do some battles with some Saranids, maybe get a little bit of renown that way. But saying that, I'm not entirely sure if we're actually going to be gaining any renown because I have such a large party. But that was the main reason why I wanted to do that, because the party itself is going to make our battle advantage just skyrocket, and I think that could make sense. But let's see if that actually happens. Oh yes, I have been told that the necromancy skill is only determined by your necromancy skill. In other words, you can summon shadows no matter what your health total is. So that has been changed since the previous Phantasy Calradia. Anyway, there's 251 here. I was hoping that there would be a lot less, because we have 321, and it would be kind of cool to outnumber them so significantly that they just have no units on the battlefield, and we can kind of abuse that battle advantage all the way. But where are all the Saranids, by the way? I'm not seeing any right here. Well, I'm going to be making my way over to the 4 ways in anyway, because I'd like to place, as you can see, I'd like to place some money in the Gnomish Bank, but we're currently a mercenary for the Delthasum Empire. We're getting 1,100, that's pretty good, and we also have obviously a dye works at the Obsidian Spire as well. So if we can just continue to gain units, I'm hopeful that the necromancers will perform another ritual very soon. Hopefully that's going to happen, and then we'll gain even more zombies and skeletons. But look at that, the Saranids just made themselves absolutely scarce right there. I suppose they are absolutely scared, aren't they? Alright, so I've done a little bit of depositing in the Gnomish Bank, and as you can see, our total savings are now 24,000, which is pretty good, because now we're going to be gaining a decent amount of interest. I have taken a look at some of the items that this fellow has to offer, and I personally would like to save up for the Twilight armor. I personally feel like that is going to be something that will suit us the most for being a necromancer, and hopefully it's not going to cause some additional weaknesses, because apparently the mod creator has added in some situational and sort of equipment-based resistances and weaknesses as well. And so that will indeed mean that if you're wearing metal armor, that shock damage, for example the lightning bolts and things that mages can use, are going to do a lot more damage. So we do need to watch out for that. Now, we've just made peace with the Kurgits, so I guess what I'll be doing is maybe picking a fight with some Swadians if I can. If I can find some. I'd very much like to find some soon, please. Alright, so I finally found a vassal to attack. Count Play is right here, and he has 86 units against our 319. Now, our necromancers have actually summoned more units in the past 12 hours in game time, and it doesn't look like we've gained any more. I mean, you can see that by the number of 319, but that's a bit weird, because usually undead units will, give you additional party space. So maybe that has been changed, and I haven't caught up just yet. Anyway, we should be fine here. I mean, we have a battle advantage of 3, which is kind of interesting. I mean, usually we don't get any battle advantages, so it's kind of nice to have that, I suppose. Anyway, let us get off our mount, and we will get ready with our fireball. Let's see if we can do a little bit of extra damage here. I do know that the cleric's fireball has been improved, and the damage increased by about 50%, apparently. And that is, well, shall we say, pretty monstrous, because as far as I'm aware, according to some of you, it was actually dealing a massive amount of damage anyway. So, whoa, it's gonna be pretty interesting. Anyway, that was a wonderful, wonderful fireball usage, wasn't it? Absolutely. Okay, well, let's just get out our shield and do things the old-fashioned way, perhaps. Maybe I can just get out my bardiche, because I don't have any magic power anymore, unfortunately. Let's try and not get killed by their wonderful cavalry. Ah, yes. Okay, there we go. We're swarming them. Yes, that is exactly what we should do. Okay, now, if I could just deal some damage to this guy. I don't have the worst power strike, but apparently I'm not able to deal much damage at all to these guys, which is very strange. Okay. Oh, there we go. There we go. There. That's much better. Okay, so maybe we can get a little bit of extra damage in on these guys as well. I really need to find the spell for the lightning bolt. I really need to find the scroll for that, because the lightning bolt is really going to make a huge difference against these extremely difficult and highly armored units, because they're using chainmail. And chainmail, as I've said, is extremely weak against shock spells, and I think that could make a huge difference, especially considering this guy right here, this guy in full plate armor, he's more than likely going to get one-shotted by a lightning bolt, so it would be pretty cool if we could do something like that sometime, hopefully. Come on, deal damage! Ah! Yes. Get him. Okay, I'm going to get out my vampiric bolt. Yes, do some damage. Maybe. Did a little bit of damage. Ow. Do you mind? Do you mind? I'm trying to get back my HP, please. There we go. There's a little bit of... Oh, no. No. Get out of here. Okay, well, this guy's very difficult, isn't he? Seems like we're actually taking massive loss. I mean, we are taking massive losses. I mean, we are only using skeletons and zombies, so I suppose that is a partial reason why we're having some issues here, but hopefully I won't die, and I'll be able to get a little bit of extra experience, because we badly need to get to Necromancy level 8. And if I had known that beforehand, I would already have it, but, well, that is just how it is. That is just how it is. Anyway, let's see if I can... Yeah, there we go. Take out that guy and not get hit, I was going to say, by that fellow, but no, too late. Too late. Took a slash to the face, but that's alright. We're a necromancer after all. Let's get our vampiric bolt out, see if we can do a little bit of extra damage here. Maybe we can get some health back. Really? No health back whatsoever? Are you serious now? Ow. That really hurt. That really hurt quite a bit. Are my skeletons going to do a good job? I actually don't know. I mean, they're getting absolutely massacred, really. I mean, that is the main problem here, that we just don't have very good gear. You know, if anything, I personally would like to see a little bit of, maybe a little bit of a buff to the zombies and skeletons. Not too much, but maybe just give them a little bit of extra gear or something like that. But I don't know. I don't know, really. I mean, I think that might imbalance things a little bit too much. Anyway, it seems like we might have to retreat here. Wow, we still have 203? Wow, that's pretty amazing. But you can see here, he had how many beforehand? He had 86 or something beforehand. Now he has 76. Yeah, so we weren't really able to do too much. Oh, that was pretty awful. That was pretty awful. Alright, well, look what we have here. We're against Count Play once more, and he still has a relatively similar army to what he had beforehand. Now, I've done a little bit of jiggery-pokery behind the scenes, and we have some shadow units now. Yes, we actually have a bunch of shadow warriors, shadow assassins, shadow wizards, and shadow knights. Yeah, you can tell everything's quite shady around here, can't you? Yes, must be a palm tree overhead or... yeah, okay, you get it. Anyway, point is, I've leveled up my necromancy a little bit, and I've been able to summon a bunch of shadows. I also have a new spell to show you, and that's exactly the reason why we're going to go into a battle against our old nemesis. My gear is relatively the same, but my magic bar is much, much improved. So hopefully we'll, you know, see some rather wonderful things going on here. Now, these dark mages, apparently when they summon units, they no longer improve your company size, which I gotta say is a bit disappointing. I'm not entirely sure why that happened. Maybe it's a bug, maybe it's not. Maybe it's an intention by the mod creator, and well, that's a bit sad, because, you know, it was actually pretty cool to, you know, get a massive amount of zombies and skeletons and things like that, but I noticed it just wasn't working. They're just not good enough to prevail, even against someone that they completely outnumber with a battle advantage of 3. Now, obviously, you're probably meant to have 1,000 against the same kind of units, you know, 1,000 against, you know, Count Play's, you know, force beforehand, but, you know, I just didn't, I mean, I couldn't make it, so maybe the new patch has sort of changed the way that the undead summoning works, or maybe it's just bugging out because I have a pretty old save at the moment. This is a save that I created on the base game of Phantasy Calradia 2018, so that is very, very different from, you know, what has currently transpired. Of course, I do believe that most of the patches are save game compatible, which is another thing which I absolutely really value with the mod creator at the moment, because me having to restart a series every single time an update comes out, I'm not really a big fan of that, unless there's some massive changes. But some mods, they don't do that. They just go like, oh, there's a new version, it's got this bunch of cool, you know, bug fixes and things like that, and that's all great, you know. But I didn't have any problems with those bugs to begin with, so me updating is probably not going to make the most sense. But anyway, you can see right here that a shadow army is very, very powerful indeed. And these guys are extremely good at dodging for some reason. They must have a really, really high dodge skill. Wow. That is pretty impressive, I've got to say. Anyway, oh, I should have tried out my new spell. I was getting so carried away with hitting people in the face with my mace. You know, it's mace face time. So, yeah, I kind of, you know, neglected to use my wonderful new spell. Oh well, never mind. I guess what I can do is go into the nearby town, perhaps, and see if we can take that. But there you go, there's 11 renown for us right there, and we can take him prisoner. He is our nemesis after all, so we're going to be doing that. Let's take a look and see if I can get anything here. Now bear in mind that if you do decide to equip mail armor, chainmail, or anything like that, you're probably going to get, well, kind of slaughtered by any shock damage spells and things like that. So I'm probably going to be a bit careful about that. So let's see if... let's see, actually, you can go... where is it now? Oh, you can go to... oh, can I go to Lichdom? Yes, I think I can. I can actually be a Lich now. But yes, look, you can check armor classes of gear, and then it shows you exactly what's going on, which is pretty amazing in my opinion. And incoming attacks do this much added damage. Oh, look at that. Isn't that amazing? Look at that, so you can actually see. So electric does -45, acid -5, cold -40, magic -25, etc, etc. So that's pretty awesome, right? So everything I'm wearing right now is actually pretty good in terms of dampening magic abilities. But it's not so good at deflecting the mace to the face kind of action. So yes, that's gonna be a bit worrying. But anyway, let us do this. Oh, okay, so we unfortunately cannot do this right now. You figured out a series of necromantic rituals and spells to become one of the undead yourself. While it definitely offers many advantages, there are also several drawbacks. You will become from now an undead and as such will be vulnerable to cleric spells. Furthermore, as a lich, many a faction will automatically loathe you and seek to destroy you at all costs. The lichdom ritual will require the following ingredients: an Azure gem, a royal gem, a dawn gem, a mithril ingot, a scroll of vampiric bolt, and 50,000 dinars worth of lesser ingredients. Yeah, so unfortunately we can't do that at the moment, but hopefully we'll be able to do that sometime in the future. So, I suppose what we're going to do is, we're apparently going to raise 24 skeletons from the remains of our enemies. That's what we're going to do. Anyway, as you can see, there's 270 here. There's actually a Balrog available for rescue at this location. So, shall we go? Let's do it. Let's go and do it. Okay, we have engineering skill 1, so that's not very good, but we're going to try and... Wait a minute. Me taking this is actually not going to make any sense because I don't have enough renown to be able to come... you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try and find Lich King Maliran. I'm going to try and become a vassal, and then I'm going to come back here and try and take Sunur's castle. Alright, so thankfully I actually had enough renown to become a vassal for the Dalthusum Empire, and let me just say that it took a huge amount of time tracking down Lich King Maliran because he was actually on a campaign against the Blazing Hand, and so he was very, very close to their territory and had to be extremely careful because those guys also do not like me at all. So now that we are a part of the Dalthusum Empire, we are going to be attacking the Swadians all by ourselves. Yes, we're just going to go lone wolf on this. And we're going to lead our soldiers in an assault against the 270 defenders in the walls. Thankfully, we have some dark mages, as you can see. So they're obviously going to be doing a massive amount of damage. This reminds me of Phantasy Calradia of old. It reminds me of the 2014 version, where when you have mages, you basically win automatically, because, you know, they just throw all their spells and kill everyone. So let's see if that actually does make a difference now. I do have Chaos, as you can see here, so I'm going to try and use that. Okay, what did that do? Okay. I used it against one of them, and it doesn't seem to do anything except tell him that he's now part of my army, which is all very well and good, but only one of them? That doesn't seem right. I wanted many more of them to join me. Thank you very much. Okay, well anyway, you can see here that things have gone very well because of our amazing amount of dark mages. But that's the cool thing about the dark mages, actually. You can get them so easily. Literally, you can go down to the Obsidian Spire if you are, you know, so inclined, if you are a necromancer or a dark character. You can go and with your negative alignment, you can say, oh, I'd like to recruit some units. Or at least I hope that's the way you can, because, I mean, maybe you have to be... Do you have to be a mercenary or a vassal with them? I'm actually unsure. But anyway, we have now entered the keep, and let us take them down. Well, you can already see that it's very, very powerful to have mages still. So that's actually pretty cool, because I was under the impression that mages were not very good, but maybe that is just because there have been a couple of tweaks lately, and maybe there's also been a number of, well, shall we say, Swadian not really training in magic defense. That is probably the reason. Anyway, a Balrog, yes, that is what we're going to be taking. I do have a slightly increased party size now because I am a vassal, I think. I think that's the main reason why you would have an increased party size after all. So let's just get rid of a couple. Because I guess we would like to get some Hell Knights as well, wouldn't we? I think that would be pretty awesome. So let's get some of those, Hell Riders, Hell Guards, and then of course we have some Hell Spawn there as well, which I think we're probably going to get. So there you go, awesome. Okay, so now there is a vassal nearby, so I'd probably like to do some damage to him. And here he is, Count Grainwad himself. We have 200 units available for battle because I did get, what was it now, 21 zombies, I think? Yeah, 21 zombies from the remains of our enemies. Now let's see if we're able to eliminate this guy just as easily. It seems as though this is this is kind of repeating history a little bit, because the mages in Arcane Deathbloom's original series were very, very powerful indeed. But obviously that, I think, has changed. I think it is a little bit more balanced nowadays, and well, I guess we'll see how balanced it is against these forces here, because this is 137 of some of the strongest vassals units. You can see here, however, that shadow wizards are very, very powerful indeed. And I think that is the main thing. I think shadow wizards are the main strength of our army at the moment. The dark mages don't seem to do too much. They do have a couple of, a couple of spells in them, but apart from that, not really. Anyway, let's see if I can. Okay, what did that do? That didn't do anything? Are you serious? Come on now, give me another one of these. There we go. Okay. It seems like chaos is not really doing much, is it? Ah, have you seen this? Do you see these little particle effects in the air that look like icicles? That's actually Ice Storm. I had no idea how effective Ice Storm actually was, so I guess I'm going to go to the Obsidian Spire and get some myself, because did you see how effective that was on that group of archers? It literally just killed all of them in about, what, 1 or 2 hits? That's pretty amazing. Anyway, we have another 70 here, but this is probably a foregone conclusion, and so I will end this episode off here. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.